We are one of Ukraine's most significant supporters, particularly when it comes to providing military aid. I'm pleased to be here today to announce an increase in the aid that we're providing. The aid that we've got in place already runs through to the early part of this year, so we're acting in advance of that expiring with a new commitment of £2.5 billion, more than we've provided in previous years. That represents the seriousness of the situation here and our determination to stand with Ukraine. We want to send a strong signal of support to the Ukrainian people, but also a strong signal of support that Vladimir Putin needs to recognise we're not going anywhere. I'm here with one clear message: the United Kingdom stands with Ukraine.
Розпочинаємо церемонію підписання. We commence.
Both versions, and President Zelensky said that it is.
Сьогодні день, коли історія Європи змінилась. Україна та Сполучене Королівство уклали нову і безпрецедентну безпекову угоду. Це не просто декларація. Це реальність, яка настане завдяки нашій співпраці та, зокрема, безпековим гарантіям від визначної глобальної сили Великої Британії. Якби такий рівень безпекових гарантій був досягнутий після 91-го року з Британією та з іншими країнами, то просто не було б російської агресії. І наше спільне завдання, зупинивши цю агресію Росії та зміцнивши Україну, разом гарантувати, що повторення нападу на Україну ніколи не було.
Critical nature of EU and US support right now, when Congress has failed to secure a critical...
Ukraine is not alone. And Ukraine will never be alone. Putin might think that he can outlast us, but he is wrong. We stand with you today, tomorrow, and for as long as it takes. Because this war is about Ukraine's right to defend itself and to determine your own future, and the Ukrainian people's historic choice to be an independent democracy at the heart of Europe.
І питання стосуватиметься саме пакету допомоги, який виділяє Британія для України.
And our opponents around the world believe that we have neither the patience nor resources for long wars. So waver now, and we embolden not just Putin, but his allies in North Korea, Iran, and elsewhere. That's why the United Kingdom and the free world will continue to stand with Ukraine, as we have since the very beginning of this war. The United Kingdom is announcing today our single biggest package of defence aid to Ukraine since the war began, worth £2.5 billion. This will include more air defence equipment, more anti-tank weapons, more long-range missiles, thousands of rounds more ammunition and artillery shells, training for thousands more Ukrainian servicemen and women, and £200 million to build thousands more drones, the single largest package of drones given to Ukraine by any nation.
These words are great. Ukrainians like to hear them, but I continue to hear from the Ukrainians that I speak with on it.
And I'm proud that today President Zelensky and I have signed a new security agreement that will form the core of a partnership between our two countries that will last 100 years or more. This is the first in a series of new bilateral security assurances promised to Ukraine by 30 countries at last year's Vilnius summit. And it says that if Russia ever invades Ukraine again, the UK will come to your aid with swift and sustained security assurance. We will provide the modern equipment across land, sea and sky sanction Russia's economy, and work closely with allies to do so. You will not have to ask. You will not have to argue for what you need. The UK will be there from the first moment to the last.
What specifically is being discussed in London and with your Western partners?
We are working also to build up defence industrial production in Ukraine, something that Vladimir and I spoke about specifically today. Some of our defence companies visited Ukraine specifically just before Christmas to discuss how they could create more of a footprint here and invest here. Obviously, some of these drones will be made in the UK. We'll partner to try and do as much as we can here as well, because we want this to be part of that longer-term collaboration between our countries.
Why is the UK and the West collectively afraid of a Russian defeat and a Ukrainian victory?
Що стосується багатомільярдної довготривалої підтримки у розмірі 50 мільярдів, працюємо над тим, щоб мати позитивне рішення 1 лютого. Побачимо з вами 1 лютого реальний результат. Точно над цим працюємо щоденно. Що стосується допомоги в Вашингтоні, я також дивлюсь на це з більшим позитивом, ніж це було у грудні місяці.
Саме по військовим об'єктам вашої зброї далекобійної.
The aim of last night's strikes was to disrupt and degrade the Houthis' capability to carry out the attacks that we've been seeing on commercial shipping in the Red Sea. The targets were selected very specifically to degrade military capabilities, so drone launch sites, missile launch sites, and that will help protect UK and international shipping in the Red Sea. They are narrowly focused on that aim, so they're very deliberate, careful, proportionate strikes, and our clear desire is to see a de-escalation of tensions and a restoration of stability in the region. Thank you. Thank you. Please. I come from the world's oldest parliament to address the world's bravest, and it is an honour to do so. Britain and all your allies, thank you. Slava Ukraini. We meet today at a difficult moment in the struggle for Ukraine's freedom. And as always during conflict, there will be difficult moments. But we must prepare for this to be a long war. But I believe that there is hope for us in the echoes of Britain's own history. If 1940 was our finest hour, and Ukraine's was 2 years ago as you resisted the Russian invasion, then perhaps today is more like 1942. In the end, history tells us that democracies who endure will always prevail. Putin cannot understand that while you can kill individuals and destroy buildings, no army can ever defeat the will of a free people, and that is why Ukraine will win.